Hey, real estate rock stars. This is Christina Leavenworth, one of your hosts. And the other day, I was talking to an agent in town, and she was like, man, I just got back from Costa Rica. What I would do just to move there and sell real estate. It feels like a dream, but it's not. Today, we're talking to Michael Fields. He's done just that. He's selling real estate every day in Belize and Panama, and they can pay you crazy money to do the same right here from America. So you're going to be so excited about this next interview. Okay, here is Michael Fields. He is American, but he has an office in Panama, Belize, and is passionate about helping his clients have a plan B. And super interesting. So thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, I'd love just to get let's start from the beginning. How did you get into real estate? And then how did you get into this niche area of real estate?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, any of you new real estate agents that are wondering like, "Oh my gosh, what did I get myself into?" And and trying to get started, I can tell you that I started much later in life. So, I was in technology, living in San Francisco, and I got to a point in my life I felt like a rat on a wheel, and I think that's a lot of people feel that way. And I was looking for something that I'm passionate about and I love, and it was real estate. So I kind of got on LinkedIn, and I love to travel, and so I found an opportunity to move to Belize and sell a development. There was a certain Hilton down in Belize that I was fortunate to get involved with, and I've been down in Belize for 9 years now. And yeah, so I just kind of found my niche. It's one of those things where I took over this development, started selling, and we ended up selling it out in about 12 months. So it was a big success. But that's how I got into it, and I've just been rolling ever since.
So I think a lot of us are in this residential space helping, everyday families figure out where to put their Christmas trees, where the nursery is going to go. So I think a lot of us don't realize that there is this other market out there. And also, like, how the heck do they even do it? If you're not a, citizen of Panama or Belize, how do you even start that journey?
Yeah, it's a it's a great question. So it's interesting because I am licensed also in Texas. And I didn't realize, because I have been living international for over 10 years now. And then I came back to Texas. We have a place in Texas. And I got talking to a lot of realtors and brokers, and they all want to get into the international market, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it and make money doing it. And how do you just get your name out there? And so one of the things that you have to think about, I can promise you this. All of you new brokers or real estate agents out there, all your clients are looking at a plan B. They're all looking at what would it be like to move, have another property internationally. So that's what I've been going out on the road with and talking to people about how much opportunity there is internationally to sell to your clients. Um, and the way to do it is, because it's tough to get everywhere, it's finding a country that most of your clients are looking into, whether it be Belize, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama. Panama is a big market right now, just because of what's going on in the world today, and it's politically it's a very safe country. um, but it's finding those developments that you can promote, because you can't it's tough to promote the whole country because you don't know everything about it. So if you can find one development that you believe in the developer, you know a little bit about the development, and you can contact whoever is selling that development. Every development internationally has a main contact, a main salesperson. If you can contact that person and get all the material you need and know how that works, that's kind of how you build um your international market. It's not trying to sell the whole country of Panama or the whole country of Belize. It's finding that one development that you can push and sell.
So, would Americans, they can go and live in Panama and they don't need a visa? How does that work?
Yeah, it's a good question. So in Panama, they what they call is a golden visa. So if you purchase $300,000 or more product in Panama, uh, you get what they call a golden visa, and you can go live in Panama. You get that golden visa after 45 days of purchase, and you can stay in Panama as long as you like. That's one of the big reasons why a lot of people are moving to Panama because of the golden visa.
Can you use financing or does it need to be cash?
So most of, I would say, probably 85% of the real estate transactions are cash. Um, that's one of the huge benefits of Panama and a lot of international real estate. It's tough to get financing in a lot of these places. Um, because the banks have no leverage. So that person that's worried about the market going fluctuating 30, 40%, international real estate doesn't fluctuate that much. It might fluctuate 5, 10% because again, the banks have no leverage on the real estate. It's all paid cash. However, that being said, you can find developments where the developers will finance. You're looking at minimum 30, 40% down. You're looking at interest rates anywhere between 7 and 9%. Usually they like a 5-year balloon. However, so there are ways of doing financing, but I haven't found any banks in the United States or Canada that will finance international real estate. Um, you'd need to find a bank in Panama or Belize or Mexico that will do it. And there are some, it just makes it more challenging. What we are finding lately, what people don't realize is their IRA. You can take your IRA, your investment money, and you can put it in international real estate for investment. And I've done a couple of those transactions where people are just maybe they want to again diversify a little bit the portfolio and get an international property and use their IRA. That you can do that.
So, for 300,000, what type of place are you getting in Panama? Is it like right on the water? Tell me about that.
It's it's across the board. Yes, there is an area that we're developing called Playa Caracol, which is 7 miles of beachfront. It's I compare it to, if any of you all have been to Cabo or Cancun in 1991. I'm giving you my age, but if you've ever been to those areas, this is what Playa Caracol is becoming. In Panama, it's always been a financial hub. It's the financial center of Central and South America. There's more European investment coming in, but this area, Playa Caracol, you can get a. I just sold one the other day. You can get a 3-bedroom ocean view apartment, fully furnished, for $300,000. Um, they even have you can live on an area called Ocean Reef where you can pay $3 million. But there is property and there are condos, there are turnkey that you can sell anywhere, beachfront, 2 to 3 bedrooms, anywhere from 275,000 to 800,000.
So, for real estate agents in America, are these developers paying nice referral fees? Like, if somebody wants to make a TikTok about moving to Panama and make some side money here, how do they get paid?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we pay a referral. Each developer has their own situation. So, like myself, so I become master brokers of development. So I will get a Marriott, I'll get a Margaritaville, and I'll be the master brokerage. I get paid commission, and then whatever I refer out, I refer that out. So sometimes the commission can be 2, 3%. We can split it. It depends on the development, but and we can pay you direct. There's no issue. But and I'm really big on working with agents in the United States. That's how I sell most of my business. So even if I've gone to different brokerages throughout the country, presenting and showing them, hey, there's a big opportunity for selling international real estate, and I can help them with that. And I give them all the material. I even, if they have conference calls, if they have some client that's interested and that they brought it up, all they have to do is give me a call. I'll get on the call with them. I make the same amount, so I'm not going to take their client, and they can make money. I can do the whole transaction for them and then get them started. Many times we have also discovery trips, we call them, where agents will come down and I will give them the red carpet treatment so they'll really understand all about Panama, Belize, Mexico, all these places where I've sold.
That's really cool because, like, if I was calling you saying, "Hey, Michael, I have a referral in Houston," typically it's 20 to 30% of whatever that side is. So it's a lot more money if you're doing it international. You're saying in most scenarios.
It's a lot more money.
Okay,
Trust
that's
me.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, you deal with the master brokers. We have a couple projects in Panama. I have a couple projects in Belize where, they don't have to get paid, wait to get paid by the developer. They get paid by me.
Got it. Okay. And do you get paid once everything's complete? Once the people move in, same sort of thing. How long do these developments take to build?
Yeah. So, like I said, most of it's cash deals. So it's usually how the payment structure works is, if it's pre-construction, it's usually 10% down, and then usually it's 30 or 40% paid over the next 18 months, and then the the client doesn't have to pay the last 60 or 70% until the project's complete. However, we get paid when the contract goes hard, and that's when the 10% is
Got
paid.
it. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So you
Uh,
don't have to wait until 2 years, 3 years before you get your money.
so I know this is your world and you're seeing it all the time versus us again. We're just helping those first time home buyers, put their Christmas tree places. Are these people using it as an Airbnb investment or pretty much just purely as a second home?
I would say that most I would say 90% of them are using it as an investment. Or what happens is some of the first time second home buyers, they're limited with the liquid cash that they have, but they don't want to miss out on. I mean, how many times do we hear that, God, I wish I could have bought this 5 years ago or 6 years ago, right? Here's a chance where they can get into pre-construction or buy something where it's not going to be built for 3 or 4 years, and then you can Airbnb it. So most of them are buying it whether they're going to retire in 5 or 6 years or just from an investment standpoint. But they love going down there. They're going to go down there 2 or 3 times a year, but they want to Airbnb it. That's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. The interesting thing is, don't feel it's very easy to purchase international real estate. In Belize and in Panama, you own title, so it's not shares. It's you own title, and there's a lot of tax advantages to that. We don't need to get into that now, but they own title. So these products are all turnkey. So you don't have to go down there and try to find furniture and deal with any of that. Find a management team. They're turnkey. You purchase them. We have both, but most people are like, Mike, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to come down, bring my flip flops, or just enjoy myself while I'm down there. And I don't want to manage an international real estate property. Don't worry about. And I recommend not doing that. Like people mention, like going down and building a home and renting it out. It's from an international perspective, it makes things more difficult. Just have a turnkey. It's worth it. Make your 4 or 5%, and you're good.
So I'm guessing you guys have great rental projections and that sort of thing when people get serious.
We do. We do. We can send out the numbers. We can talk about the closing costs, all that.
Now that's really interesting because I mean I could see people saying, "All right, we do hear sometimes in listing appointments like, well, man, I want to move to the islands or I want to move here, and then we don't really know what to do with them, so maybe we try to call and refer it to an agent down there, type of thing, and then it's different. So it's this whole development way of doing it that people are making it happen.
Exactly. And like I said, you don't want to try to understand all of Mexico or Belize or Panama because it's overwhelming. You find one or two developments that and the salesperson there or the master broker. That it's a good development. Again, you always got to make sure that the developer is good, that it's going to finish. A lot of people get concerned about pre-construction. We only work with the best developers in each country. So it is a lot easier than you think. The contracts are much easier internationally than the US. So that's one thing. It's not as difficult as you think.
That's awesome. And then like in Belize and Mexico, do they all have different type of visa programs?
So Belize doesn't have, if you purchase to get residency, doesn't have a program. Panama does. Um, Belize, what happens is to get residence takes about a year. You have to live down there for a year, and you can't come into the United States more than 30 days if you want to live down there for full time, and then you can get residence. However, you can go on an American visa or Canadian visa. You can go down and stay 6 months at a time. It's no
Got
issue. Yeah.
No, it's super interesting. I think it's something that might open up some conversations and things that people can talk to their clients about. It's very, very interesting. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just think that again, I think they all should realize that there's a lot of opportunity. I get calls every single day of people looking to opportunities for Plan Bs to buy real estate outside the U.S., either to diversify their portfolio or just to live 3 or 4 months. It is easier to sell real estate, international real estate, than you think, and find one or two developments, get all the knowledge you can, and make the big money.
All right. How can people find you?
So you can reach me at James. So I'm the broker. It's at Mike at jgroupbelize.com. And they can go to James Group International, which is my international brokerage. But and they also happy to reach me at 408-649-0384. I'm on WhatsApp, or call me direct, and I'll get back to them.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you so much. It's definitely a new idea thinking about how we can expand and help our clients. Yeah, so if you guys either want to move to Panama or Belize, or you have friends that do, Michael is your guy to reach out to. And he put his number right there. But yeah, always cool to learn new stuff. Thank you again, Michael.
All right. Thank you for your time. Look forward to hearing from you all. Bye bye.